哎呀，真有点邪乎，这可真。
On April 3rd, 2025, northern China was struck by something no one saw coming, a fierce storm that shook the land. A heavy windstorm struck everyone at once. No warning, no alarm. A cold vortex from the north collided with warm air from the south, creating a powerful force that sent violent winds tearing through several provinces. Shanxi, Henan, Gansu, Hebei, and Shandong felt the brunt of it. Winds reached speeds that stunned everyone. What caused this unexpected disaster, and what happened when the winds hit? This wasn't just another storm, it was a wake-up call.
On April 30th, northern China was struck by an intense weather system as a powerful cold vortex descended southward, colliding with warm, moisture-laden air over the central plains.
On April 30, northern China experienced a rare and powerful weather event. A cold vortex, which normally stays in the northern regions, suddenly surged south, creating a battle in the skies. The vortex collided with warm, humid air flowing from the central plains, setting the stage for a storm that would leave widespread destruction in its wake. This clash of extreme temperatures intensified the atmosphere, causing strong winds to race across the northern provinces. These areas like Shanxi, Hunan, Gansu, Hebei, and Shandong were hit hard.
Several locations soared to level 12 on the Beaufort scale, indicating perilous conditions. In Shanxi, Henan province, gusts peaked at an astonishing 47 meters per second.
Meteorologists were shocked by the ferocity of the winds, which escalated rapidly as the cold vortex moved south. These kinds of storms, once rare, are becoming increasingly common due to changes in weather patterns. The people of northern China had no idea what was coming. How did this powerful atmospheric event come together, and how long would the storm last? The next hours would reveal the full scale of the destruction caused by this collision of weather systems.
A second, equivalent to level 15 winds, causing widespread destruction.
The winds in northern China weren't just strong, they were terrifyingly intense. Gusts of wind reached level 12 on the Beaufort scale, which is considered hurricane force. But in places like Shanxi in Henan province, wind speeds hit a staggering 47 meters per second, equivalent to level 15 winds. This is an extreme level of wind speed rarely seen anywhere in the world, let alone in northern China. These high-speed winds tore through buildings, uprooted trees, and sent debris flying across the streets.
Visible behind swirling clouds. Residents describe the experience as surreal and apocalyptic.
Strong winds blew out the windows of this apartment building in the Chinese city of Nanchang. The intense storm killed at least 4 people, 3 of whom were torn from their homes, according to CCTV. Over 5,000 houses were damaged, and 313,000 people in the surrounding province were affected by the severe weather.
Areas like Fushan, Pinglu, Mianxi, and Zhenhuang were also hit by winds of similar intensity, making the damage widespread. The storm's gusts were not just an inconvenience, they were a force that wreaked havoc on everything in their path. This level of wind speed would be enough to cause massive destruction and disruption, leaving a trail of chaos in its wake.
风好大啊，吹飞了凳子都吹到外面去了。呜呜呜，风大哦！
哎呦，得亏我们提前一步回来了。
Trees were uprooted and sent crashing onto roads, blocking traffic and trapping vehicles. In the cities, the damage was equally severe. Rooftops were ripped off buildings, while debris from shattered glass, fallen signs, and metal fragments littered the streets. Electric scooters, a common mode of transportation, were knocked over, and street furniture was scattered like toys. People took shelter indoors as the wind howled outside, with no place to escape from the relentless destruction. Even in rural areas, homes were damaged and farmland was devastated. Roads became impassable and power lines came down, leaving entire neighborhoods in darkness. This was more than just a storm, it was a full-scale disaster. The chaos was everywhere, and the aftermath would require an immense effort to clean up and rebuild. The storm didn't just bring strong winds, it turned the very sky into something surreal. As the powerful winds picked up dust and sand, the skies above northern China took on a strange red-orange hue. The dust and debris in the air turned the sunlight into a dim, hazy glow. The once clear blue sky became a thick, impenetrable wall of dust. The effect was so eerie that it felt like the end of the world. Visibility dropped to almost nothing, making it difficult for people to see just a few feet ahead. As the air turned heavy with dust, the sun appeared as nothing more than a faded, distant disk behind the thick, swirling cloud. The entire scene looked more like a scene from a disaster movie than something people in real life had to endure. The winds didn't just damage property, they completely upset the daily life across northern China. Public transportation was suspended, leaving people stranded in bus stations and train stations. Flight delays and cancellations affected thousands, causing chaos at airports. Schools were closed or had their outdoor activities canceled, and businesses shut down early for safety. In cities, people couldn't walk down the street without fearing for their safety. The winds were so strong that motorcycles and pedestrians struggled to make their way through the streets. The damage to roads, bridges, and power infrastructure was widespread, leaving people without power and without transportation options. The storm didn't just cause physical damage, it disrupted the very fabric of daily life. People couldn't go about their routines, businesses lost money, and the sense of normalcy was completely shattered. Local authorities and emergency services scrambled to respond. The sheer scale of the damage required an all-hands-on-deck approach. Crews immediately began clearing fallen trees, debris, and obstacles from the roads, working tirelessly to restore some semblance of order. Emergency responders were on the ground helping people who had been trapped by falling buildings or debris. Meteorological agencies quickly issued high wind warnings, urging people to stay indoors and avoid unnecessary travel.
我操！
惠陽咧狂風暴雨，哎呦，死得我咯！係咩啊？
When the winds finally died down, the after effects was a landscape of heavy destruction. Power outages affected millions, leaving whole neighborhoods without electricity. Crews worked day and night to restore power, clearing streets of debris and repairing downed power lines. It wasn't just the cities that needed help. Rural areas were also left devastated, with farm equipment destroyed and homes damaged. Recovery was slow but steady as emergency services worked to clear blocked roads and get supplies to the affected regions. Many people were left without basic utilities, and entire areas were without food and water for days. Yet, as hard as it was, the people of northern China began to come together, helping one another through the darkest hours. The storm had passed, but the rebuilding would be a long path. As experts analyzed the storm, many questioned whether this was a rare anomaly or a glimpse into the future. Studies show that extreme weather events like this one are becoming more frequent as climate change affects weather patterns worldwide. The interaction between the cold vortex and warm air masses is a perfect example of how climate change can intensify natural disasters. Experts warn that as global temperatures continue to rise, storms like this could become more common. This storm was just one example of how quickly weather patterns can shift from calm to catastrophic. As temperatures rise, we can expect more powerful storms, longer droughts, and unpredictable weather events. If this storm is any indication, the future may hold even more extreme weather and we need to be prepared. The Reformation. The people of northern China have shown remarkable resilience. Communities came together to support one another as recovery efforts began in earnest. While the storm was a stark reminder of how vulnerable we are to extreme weather, it also highlighted the strength and unity of the people who face such challenges. Experts now stress the importance of preparing for future storms, as climate change will likely continue to bring more extreme weather events. Governments and communities must build stronger infrastructure, develop better disaster response plans, and be ready for whatever comes next. The recovery from this storm will take time, but it serves as a powerful reminder of our ability to adapt and rebuild.